Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I have decided to go to bed early tonight because I am still under the weather, dealing with my sinus infection. And as some of you know, my son hasn't been feeling well for the past couple weeks either. So I'm going to take him to get a chest x-ray tomorrow and some blood work to see what's going on. I had him to his regular doctor today. It's just really frustrating. Ugh. So, I'm just laying here cuddling with my gizmo. So, who doesn't love gremlins, right, guys? So, don't worry, I will properly disinfect him afterwards. So, I was just thinking, I figured I would share my thoughts for the day with you guys. So, I came into contact with a woman about my age who has a grandson that she cares for, and they don't really have much. He's 3. She had posted on a local Facebook page that was kind of like a buy nothing, pay nothing group, and a resident of town posts about every year at this time, if there's anything that anybody wants for Christmas or has something to give away that somebody might be able to make use for, let's all help each other. So the only thing that this woman asked for was food, because she and her family are struggling. Apparently, she and her husband are disabled, and he's waiting on disability, and that takes forever. I know that. So, I messaged her, and she doesn't live far from me, like 7 minutes. I brought her a couple bags of food, just some extra items I thought would be useful for her. I always have a little bit extra, so my heart really went out to her, especially when I learned about her grandson. And it's too late for her to apply for most help for Christmas. So I am trying to get together some gifts for her little guy. As I feel that, no matter how much we struggle, we can always do something to help someone else, even if it's small. So I posted a wish list from Amazon on my Facebook, and I'm so thankful that a few of my friends are going to help. It doesn't have to be a lot, but a few toys, maybe some pajamas, and that will make Christmas for this little guy. Christmas deserves to come for all children. Everybody deserves to experience that little bit of Christmas magic. He's too little to go without that, So, my thought is that, sometimes we get so down because things aren't going our way in life. And I know it's discouraging. But then, even myself, I feel that way sometimes, as positive as I try to be. But then you run into someone like this, and it really makes you realize that you don't know what other people are going through, and you might think that you have it bad, but your neighbor, literally your neighbor 7 minutes from me, could be really experiencing a huge struggle. So it made me even more thankful for all the blessings that I have in my life. So if you're going through, a particularly hard time, either health-wise or financially or what have you, just remember to count your blessings. There's always something to be grateful for. I thank God that He is allowing me to be here for another holiday season. This is my favorite time of the year. And I don't know if you could tell, But I have my Christmas bedding on, my winter bedding. I love this quilt set, and that makes me happy. It's a little thing, you know. So there's that. I have this nice warm bed to sleep in, and I have a roof over my head. It may not be perfect. I have food in my pantry and in my freezers to keep my family nourished. And I'm able to work a little bit when I feel well enough. I have health insurance, and so do my family members. You know, knock wood, I have a car that's reliable. You know, all of these things are blessings. And, you know, very little of what I'm grateful for is material, except, of course, for my car and my home. You know, it's also great that we all have warm clothes to wear, you know, and all of these things are just so incredibly wonderful when you look at them and realize that a lot of people don't have all these things. So that's what I'm going to choose to focus on, the positive. I am just so grateful for every little thing. And I just pray that God continues to work through me so that I can help those that are less fortunate than even myself. Even if I could be a friend to somebody who's feeling down, you know, that is a gift in and of itself. Sometimes just people need to have an ear, they need to have somebody to listen to them, and I'm willing to do that. Hey, it's free, right? So remember, guys, whatever it is that you're going through, even if it's something health-wise, and, you know, of course, if you're going through something that's terminal, you know, that's a little bit different, but, you know, there's always something to be grateful for. Always. We could do it. I know that even when I have a really bad day with one of my ailments, I am thankful that it's not worse than it is. So, and I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. I am. And I'm thankful that I'm able to rest my head when I don't feel good most of the time. I'm thankful for my children, most of all, and my sister, and my friends. I'm lucky I've got some good ones. So I don't want to ramble on for too long, and I am going to go to sleep. But I wanted to just leave that with you guys. Just when you're feeling overwhelmed, I always say count your blessings, and you'll see that your blessings more than likely will outweigh any negative you have going on in your life. So that's my 2 cents for today. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I hate to ruin it with all of that. Oh, as always, I was sending love to you guys from New Jersey. Have a wonderful evening and a good sleep. Bye.